Hello friends, do you know that every day there are more than 8.5 billion Google searches? It's like every person on the earth searches for something on Google at least single time a day. This is not a small feat. But what's even more amazing is that all of these services are completely free. Not only Google Search, but almost every Google product is free to use. Watching videos on YouTube is free, Gmail is free, and Google Maps is also free. Despite providing all of these services for free, Google's market is more than a $2 trillion. So how this is possible? How can a Google offer so many services for free and still become such a big company? Friends, today let's understand the business model of the most famous company on the internet. You must have heard a lot about how we refer to photocopy machine as a Xerox machine, white glue as a Favicol, and adhesive bandages as a band-aids. When a company dominates its field, its name becomes associated with what it does. Similarly, today an internet search is known as Googling something. This Google search started in 1998 as a college project. Larry Page and Sergey Brin created it with a small mission. Our entire mission is basically to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. During its early days, Google was a simple search engine. This is how it looked: a simple website to search for things on the internet. The word Google doesn't actually mean anything, but it is inspired by the word Google. Google is the name of the number followed by 100 zeros after. If there are 3 zeros after 1, it's called 1000, and 4 zeros it's called 10,000. Similarly, if there are 100 zeros after 1, that number is called Google. Google was chosen as a name to refer to this to show that their search engine would look up so much information on the internet that it would be on Google's. If you use the internet during its early days, you had to remember that Google searches used to show numerous result pages, and a Google would number and list these result pages endlessly. The name Google came with the extra zeros, and in 2000, Google took its first big step. They introduced the first system of AdWords. Now this is known as Google Ads. Through this, businesses could pay to display their ads on the Google research pages. Later in this video, we will talk about how it becomes the biggest business model in the world. Google started offering many more services and products. In 2004, Gmail was introduced, and in 2005, Google Maps was introduced, which changed the whole world. And in 2006, Google acquired YouTube, the platform you are watching this video on. Many of the people don't know that in the beginning, YouTube was a separate company, and it was bought by Google in 2006. After that, in 2008, Google introduced Android, the same mobile operating system that's in most people's phone. The same year, Google launches its own web browser, Google Chrome, which is the most popular web browser in the world today. Later, Google started making its own hardware products like Pixel smartphones, Chromebook laptops, and small home devices. And today, Google expanding in artificial intelligence fields as well. After hearing all of this, you might be feel that Google has been produced one powerful products after another and everything turning out to be successful. But this is not a reality. Example I listed are its successful products and services, but there are many things that Google tried but eventually failed, like Google+. Google tried to make its own social media platform to compete with the Facebook, but it's failed. Google Broadcasters, Google Glass, Google Wave, Google Readers. The number of failed products and services is actually far greater than the number of successes. If you go to the Wikipedia and watch the entire list, there are more than 200 such products and services by Google that have been failed. And here we have an important lesson of life. Failure is the mother of all successes. If you really want to achieve success, you will have to fail many times. Keeping in mind these successes and failures, let's talk about present day and see which is the most profitable stream for Google. Let's understand its oldest business model, Google Search Ads, in detail. On the screen, you can see the revenue breakdown of Google's for 2022. That is, where did Google earns its revenue in 2022? The total revenue was $280 billion, of which 58% or $162 billion comes from the ads shown on Google searches. The second biggest source of income is Google Network ads, which are the ads you see on different websites that partner with Google. Google earns $32 billion from here. And the third source of income is YouTube ads, which generated $29 billion. The ads you see while watching this video, it's interesting that these ads are also source of income for us YouTubers. The money paid to show these ads is split between Google and the creators. 45% of the revenue goes to the Google and 55% go to the creators, like me. So the 45% share of the YouTube from the content of all creators generates about 29 billion in revenue for Google in a year. So the 45% share of YouTube from the content of all creators generates about $29 billion in revenue for Google in a year. Similarly, there are apps on Google Play Store. When a creator sells their app on a Google Store, 70% of the revenue goes to the creator and 30% goes to the Google. So the revenue from the sales of these apps and the other revenue by selling phones and laptops, that part of Google's revenue is fourth on the list, which is $29 billion at around 10.4%. And the last major revenue source is Google Cloud with $26 billion. It's also interesting to see where Google spends this money. Around $40 billion spent on research and development for their outgoing research to create more new products and services and keep on attempting new failures. About $44 billion spent on non-production costs like renting offices, spending on advertising, marketing, accounting, and paying salaries to the employees. Their total expenses are $207 billion, as you can see on the screen. This is a balance sheet of their company. Here you can also see that income before taxes was $71 billion in 2022. They paid $11 billion in taxes and their profit was $60 billion. The most interesting thing is this business model is providing things for free. How is it possible to earn a profit by providing things for free? There are two reasons behind this. First, these free things are not completely free. The base level products are free, but if you want premier services, you have to pay. This is common business strategy called freemium model. Free plus premium. Many companies use this. Spotify, LinkedIn, Zoom, and now even Twitter use it. In simple words, the basic services are given for you free, but if you want to get premier services, you will have to pay for it.